How's it going, everybody? I'm the Game Disciple, and you're watching episode 2 of Syberia 3. Now, the first video for every game in this series was way too long, and so was the intro. So, instead of me doing that really long intro every video, I'm just going to let that long intro be the introduction of this series, and that way, anyone who has questions, you can watch the intro on the first video, and you should be set for the whole series. If you still have questions after that, then leave your question in the comments. Hey, Doc. And leave your question in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. Before we get started, I want to say a short prayer, and then we'll get back into the game. Heavenly Father, thank you for the wonderful purpose you've given me. Please help me speak with your words and not mine, and please help me and everyone watching understand what you want us to understand according to your will and your word. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Now, I don't think there's anything else I need to explore. Let's try the key. Let's try the key and see what happens.
It doesn't work.
Okay, so for some reason the key does
That's
not
right.
work. What do you mean?
No way.
No way. What do you mean?
Not a chance.
What do you mean not a chance? It's supposed to work. Okay. Observe.
I already know that everything works here. Let's check the key. These holes. It looks
I
like
didn't
something's
save
been
my
removed from the
progress.
key. No doubt about it. My key's been deliberately damaged. I need to
Okay,
find
we'll
a
have to
perfect
replay through this
copy
part.
if I want to be able to repair it.
I may end up getting back to you guys. I'm going to keep commentating, but I'm probably going to have to get back to you guys when I get back to where I was, because I didn't realize it didn't save my progress. Okay. Kirk. I need help. All right.
Kirk? Can you hear me? No luck. Well, I'll let him sleep for now. Kirk's tribe's camp, I guess. What's that owl doing here?
Okay, so no, I haven't gotten the key fixed. Yeah, let's just get back to that point, because I wonder why I didn't save my progress. Now I forgot what I was supposed to do. Where you at, Doc?
Be reasonable, please, Miss Walker. I'm sure that with our treatment, in a few months you'll regain all of your faculties, and you'll be able to leave the clinic perfectly cured.
All right.
Uh-huh. I see. According to the picture, there's a pin missing. I need to find a way to fix it. But how am I going to manage?
Now, so Dr. Mangling.
How are you, Kate Walker? Is your departure from the clinic imminent?
I'm afraid not.
You seem upset. What's wrong?
I have to use a kind of key to open a door and finally get out of this place. It's a kind of a test, you know? A test that I passed, but the key didn't work. And when I compared it with an original, I saw it had been sabotaged. I'm getting the impression they're trying to keep us here by any means, Kirk. Whether we want to stay or not.
That's a serious accusation. Are you sure?
The proof is building up. First there's that key which doesn't work, and that bed you're trapped in, and your missing prosthesis.
It's true that I've been very weak since I began Madame Olga's treatment. But she says that it's normal. She calls it temporary secondary effects.
We really need to get out of here, Kirk.
Unfortunately, I cannot undertake the long migration of the ostriches without the mechanical leg, Kate Walker. But you, on the other hand, you can leave.
But how?
Show me the model of the key you told me about. Show me the model of the key instead, please. That's what I thought. With this, my tribe's smith should be able to repair your key. If, of course, you find a way to get it to him.
I doubt they have a postal service here.
Go onto the balcony. Our shaman's messenger is never very far. I use it to communicate with my people. You can give it the key. It'll take it to my tribe's smith.
Got it. Thank you so much, Kirk.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I have to activate the mission first.
Let's try something else. Impossible. No way. Not a chance. Hey you! Birdie! Birdie! I've got something for you! Hey you! Birdie! Birdie! I've got something for you! About that bird, Kirk. I must be doing something wrong. It won't come to me when I call it.
It's true that the old owl is a bit of a lunatic. Have you tried to get it to land on the balcony?
No, but I don't see what I can use for that.
Look around the yard, Kate Walker. You may find something that might interest the board.
Why not? I'll give it a shot. Thank you for your help, Kirk.
All right. Sorry.
The messenger is out on the balcony, Kate Walker.
The owl flew away with the key, Kirk.
That's good news, Kate Walker. Now we only need...
Kirk. What's wrong?
Dr. Olga's treatment.
Kirk, can you hear me? Wake up.
Come, come. No need to be alarmed, Miss Walker.
You're Dr. Olga, I suppose.
We weren't expecting you to awaken for another few days, Miss Walker. This is surprising. Truly. If I had known, I would have come by earlier in the day to assist you in your return to the world of the waking.
Unlike poor Kirk here, I have no need of help. I am very well, thank you.
Fainting is a secondary effect inherent in the treatment, Miss Walker. Nothing more. In medicine, despite any discomfort, protocol must be respected.
Oh, you mean that horrible mechanical bed where that poor boy is waiting for a prosthesis that never comes? That's protocol? And I suppose the same is true for the absurd interrogation I had to go through.
You seem to have developed a singular paranoia since you came out of the coma. When we get the chance, I'll look into it. But for now, I'm going to ask you to please leave. I have to administer the next stage of the treatment to your young friend.
Fine, I'm leaving. I hope all this is going to help him.
Well then, I can't imagine why you might think the opposite, Miss Walker.
How is he?
Your young friend is reacting to the treatment very well. Everything is fine. He's resting.
Well, goodbye, Doctor.
I'll come by and see you very soon, Miss Walker. Don't worry.
No way.
Now, let's go mess with Dr. Mangling. Yeah,
You
he
seem
was at his
somewhat
desk.
upset. Try looking at the birds in the aviary. That should calm you.
Can I snoop around in your office? I would very much like to annoy you until you let me leave. Would that be cool? No?
These mechanical birds were carefully designed by a particularly ingenious craftsman from Valzambor.
So she talked about during her interrogation with him, someone she knew that made like a nearly human-like automaton. So I wonder if that's the same guy. Or someone who worked with him.
I'm happy. Dr. Mongoling asked me to look after the maintenance of the garden aviary.
Mongoling. Okay. Let's go talk to Kirk. Come on. Okay, is Kirk awake?
What on earth could that quack have injected him with?
Let's just be thankful it's not lethal, or at least not immediately lethal. Because, yeah, he's still with us at least. Let's see if I can get off this floor. There we go. Got it.
Kate Walker.
Kirk! How do you feel?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
You can't stay like this, Kirk. I've got to find some way to get you out of that damn machine.
You'll be putting yourself in danger for nothing, Kate Walker. Even if you find a way to get me out, I'm far too weak to go back to my people. And anyway, I need my mechanical prosthesis to undertake the Great Ostrich Migration.
So what do you want me to do? I'm not going to leave you in the hands of that crazy Olga.
The best thing, Kate Walker, is for you to go alone. And if you really want to help me, once you are outside, go to Valsambor and try to recover my prosthesis from the craftsman. If you bring it back to me, Dr. Zamiatine will put it on, and I will be able to go back to my tribe.
Can we trust Dr. Zamiatine?
That's what I was thinking
I'm
the
not
plan
so
was.
sure when I see what this clinic is like.
The man has always been a friend to the Ukols, and I'm sure he'll be able to help you leave the hospital and find the craftsman in Valsambor.
Okay. I promise to come back as soon as I can with your prosthesis, Kirk. Until then, hang in there.
Thank you, Kate Walker. And may the spirits be with you.
All right. All right, Kirk, we'll get you out of here. Now, let's get out of this place. Coming back for you, Kirk. Respect for protocol. Okay. Make sure. I don't like this fixed camera thing, but it's alright. Anything? No? Alright. Make sure I'm not missing any clues. Okay. Is that Dr. Zamutine there?
The funicular is out of service until further notice.
What about you? When you have anything to say?
Why not have a seat for a bit in the waiting room? It's just near the offices, right behind reception.
Well, no, I don't wanna. I can't tell what that says. Is that Emma? Emerson?
I've been waiting for my appointment for hours.
I'm here to see my husband. He's been here months and months.
Wonder what the paintings are on the walls. Do they mean anything, or? Oh, goodness. Is there anything I can pick up? Anything? Okay. Ooh, that's open.
Ah, hello, Miss Walker. How very delightful to see you up and about. Even if I really have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. Our dear Dr. Olga painted a far darker picture of your current state of health.
Dr. Efimova and Dr. Mangling want everyone to believe that I'm crazy so they can justify keeping me here against my will.
Olga did indeed speak to me about your unfortunate penchant for paranoia. Be careful not to let such perilous perturbations flourish in your mind, Miss Walker. They may be the source of many of your difficulties, for you and for those around you.
Sadly, I assure you that my accusations are well-founded, Dr. Zamutine. I'm of perfectly sound mind.
Listen to me, Miss Walker. I know that waking up after a prolonged period in a coma is difficult. In such a context, anxiety attacks are very normal. But please, do not project it onto Dr. Olga. I'm not getting any younger, you know, and running this clinic is a very heavy burden. The last few years, Olga has shown she is capable of assisting me. I have every faith in her.
Okay, so Olga's
Subject is
not
closed, Miss Walker.
above him.
Please tell me about that pendant you have around your neck. I must admit I noticed it as soon as you walked in.
It's a souvenir.
Of a good memory or a bad one?
Both at once, really.
Of course, just like with all memories, right? At any rate, what's currently important for you is to avoid being too haunted.
Dr. Zamutine, I promised Kirk I'd go to the craftsman in Valsambor and bring back his mechanical prosthesis. The poor boy has been waiting for it for ages, so I'd like to try to speed up the process. Would you tell me how to get there?
Now there's a truly noble initiative, Miss Walker. I asked my clockmaker friend Simon Steiner to manufacture the young Yukal's mechanical prosthetic leg. He's a capable craftsman and ingenious. You'll find him in his workshop, near the Valsambor port. I imagine he must almost be finished with his work by now. He makes amazing things. You'll see.
Can you authorize my release so that I can see Dr. Steiner? Unfortunately, I've been told that the clinic is in lockdown.
You will have to ask Dr. Olga, Miss Walker. She signed the current order to lock our establishment down. She's in charge of giving out the passes. This book should answer any of the questions you may have about our Yukol's friends. Farewell and bon voyage, Miss Walker.
Why did the Yukols ask you to heal Kirk?
On each of their migrations, the Yukol shamans and I have exchanged medical knowledge. Their trance therapy and materia medica have provided astounding results for my patients affected by psychological afflictions. In exchange, I do what I can to take care of those injured that they can't heal using their traditional medicine, like that poor boy who lost his leg.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the racism is pretty blatant. Let's see why.
I get the impression that the Yukols aren't much liked around here.
Indeed. It would seem that most of the inhabitants of Valsambor are now quite hostile towards them. This wasn't the case a while back, you know. When I was young, the migration of the snow ostriches was an event widely welcomed with open arms in Valsambor.
Why the change in attitude?
Our region was actually somewhat devastated 20 years ago. Dramatic events changed the way people viewed the world.
I forgot about where that was.
People turned inward on themselves. They are less welcoming. And the fact that the Yukols have been stuck here, next to Lake Valsambor for several weeks, hasn't helped.
How many ostrich migrations have you seen?
This is the third one. I'm lucky to have seen so many of them. It's a rare spectacle. Believe me, the great herd of ostriches accompanied by the Yukols, doomed to blindly follow their animals wherever they happen to roam. And they don't care about countries, wars, and borders.
You seem to like the Yukols, Dr. Zamiatine.
They are a fascinating people, you know, and such astonishing medicine infused with shamanism. Without which, no doubt, you would have never arrived in this clinic alive, Miss Walker.
It did say she was with him for a few months.
Olga's permission to leave? You're the director of this clinic, after all.
Olga is my right-hand woman. I can't keep her uninvolved in current matters, Miss Walker. She's also currently your doctor. You should really talk with her about it. She isn't as evil as you seem to believe. You'll find her in her office, most probably.
So I think Olga is getting ready to force him out. He seems to be turning over a lot of responsibilities to her. One, in his age, and two, he's probably very tired. I think she might be using some stuff on him. That's just my personal opinion. Now, all right.
The American is awake. You must hurry, Colonel.
How is she doing?
Fine, apparently. She is docile for the moment. This may not last too much longer, I'm afraid.
And what about the tribe of nomads?
Just like the past few years, Lake Valsambor hasn't frozen over, so the herd can't cross the ice. They're stuck here. And also, their young guide is still in our control. If everything goes as planned, soon the Yukols will have no choice but to go back home. Especially as I have a plan to speed things up.
Fine.
There's also the American detective, Colonel. He should be arriving soon.
Let him meet with Miss Walker if that's what he wants to do. No point alarming him just yet. But when all is said and done, we're the ones who are handling the young woman's case. No American is going to come here and tell us what to do.
But you have an American accent. Sorry.
What? Where did she go?
Literally, there's a door right here. I'm not even going to look at you. You made me mad with that. Anyway, let's snoop around on our computer. All right. Oh, Olga. I've received information that the American is a subversive. She is a hysteric by nature and has gotten it into her head to accompany an old lunatic to some imaginary island. On the way, she has caused a great deal of nuisance for the authorities and, above all, has associated herself with those freeloading yokels. It should also seem that Uncle Sam considers her to be of some importance. This is a good occasion to get rid of her. Okay, I thought it said as good of an occasion. Okay. When I get to Valsambor, my men will arrest her and deliver her to her country's authorities. Until then, take good care of her. Colonel. Okay. Yesterday, Olga Efimova at clinic.va. Okay. Colonel, I've received the report of the commission concerning the clinic management, and with all due respect to our comrade commissars, I believe that putting Zamyatin to one side on my behalf would be an error. He almost never leaves his office anymore, of course, and he delegates all responsibility to me. Noticed it. But his signature is the one appearing at the bottom of every document, even the ones concerning my experiments. I therefore feel that it would be better to let him remain behind his desk. He makes the perfect straw man. Okay. So she's basically already got control of the facility. At your service, Dr. Olga Efimova. Dr. Efimova. My name is Nick Canton, and without bragging, I am acknowledged as the best private detective on the east coast of the USA. I'm contacting you following a telephone conversation you had with my client, the law firm Marson and Lormont. As agreed, I'll be arriving in the next few days to honor the terms of the contract you agreed to with the firm concerning the extradition of Kate Walker. One point still bothers me, though. Is it true that Miss Walker has to be arrested by some sort of local militia? During the day, I'd like to have a video conference with you to clarify this point and go over the last few practical details concerning my arrival. Regards, Nick Canton, the finest private investigator on the East Coast. Without bragging, okay. There is more urgent business. Come see me later in the boiler room. We have to take care of those nomads. Today, helmet.mangling at clinic.va. Okay. Dr. Efimova, in accordance with your recommendations, I subjected patient number 10, the American Kate Walker, to the standard psychiatric interview. Even though at first glance she seemed convincing, the patient nonetheless demonstrated all the symptoms typical of the propensity for anarchy so common in her misguided homeland. Okay. Worse, it turns out she subscribes completely to the cause of the Yukon nomads, and it is obvious she intends to continue agitating in our beloved region. Okay, so basically it's something to do with free will that they don't like. It sounds a lot like the devil, guys. I therefore recommend an emergency protocol restricting her movements and interaction with other patients who might be encouraged to agitate for the young nomad. I will have the mechanical bed calibrated for the patient with this in mind, in preparation for your response. Sincerely, Dr. Hamlet Mongling, psychiatrist. So...
Hello, Miss Efimova.
Oh,
I'm
there we
here
go.
to see you too. Kate Walker, it really is you. What a coincidence. I've been looking for you for weeks.
Mr. Canton, I presume?
I see that my reputation precedes me. Miss Efimova must have told you I was coming.
No, I just now learned of your existence, Mr. Canton. A while ago, my employer in New York informed me that he was going to stick a detective on my back.
I don't like to boast, but I'm the best detective on the East Coast.
That's 3.
Never a problem with me. I've been asked to bring you back home safe and sound, Miss Walker. I should be in Balsambor in a few hours.
Now, just a minute. Can I pause? I can pause. Now, I talked about how the devil likes to try and trap us and stuff. And he loves to do things like this where he has something happen that, oh, the circumstances work out just right where you have to break the rules in order to get where you need to go. And then he then accuses you or tries to make you feel ashamed for doing what you had to do to get out. So I just wanted to point that out, that the devil's going to mess with you in any kind of way he can, including setting you up in a scenario so he can make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing when you're not. All right, I'm not going back. Sorry, I don't need a Prince Charming.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Canton. I'm sure that finding me hasn't been easy.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
I'm afraid this might upset you, but I'm not planning on going back to the United States for the moment, Mr. Canton.
To be honest, you don't really have a choice. The U.S. Justice Department is looking for you, and I even have an international arrest warrant for you, Miss Walker. Who'd have thought?
The feds are looking for me? But what's the charge? I've done nothing wrong.
Embezzlement! Apparently you took off with a contract for the sale of the Clockwork Toy Factory in Vorarlberg. And you took advantage of the seller's senility. You're even suspected of being responsible for the death of one of them, a Mr. Hans Vorarlberg, the last heir authorized to sign contracts with the company you represented. That's not negligible. You know, Miss Walker.
This is completely ridiculous. And as far as I know, you aren't authorized to represent the Justice Department in this country. You're just a detective. So you'll have to put up with it, Mr. Canton. I'm not going back to New York with you. So leave me alone.
Wait, Miss Walker. Please be reasonable.
Goodbye, Mr. Canton.
Wait a second. So he claimed to represent the Justice Department. But, like she said, he's just a detective, and he was only placed on her case to bring her back home. So now, all of a sudden, he's got an international arrest warrant for her, and now he didn't act like she was actually in big trouble for what she did. I think he was trying to manipulate her. Or he's been lied to. Let's see. Snoop around some more.
Sedatives and tranquilizers.
Yeah, I noticed that a minute ago. Dr. Zamutine's got a lot of books and like one pill bottle in his office. I know it's supposed to be like symbolic, but Dr. Olga has, she has some books, but mostly just medicine bottles. And her office is definitely not very well kept. My goodness. Okay. I don't want to go through the door yet. I want to keep snooping. Okay. Now I'll go through the door, because I've snooped around in everything I possibly can. Okay, dang it. I thought that was just a pillar. Uh-huh. Ah. Oh. So... Ah, okay. Okay. So, red bottom, green left, and everything else is blue. Okay. All right, everybody. I think that's about it for right now. I made a very long video again, but I do have some stuff to cut out of this one. But this has been actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I'm not very good at puzzle games. That being said, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you have any more comments, if you have any questions or help with my commentary, please leave them in the please leave your questions and comments in the comment section. Also, like I said, if you have any questions about anything, try the intro to the first video in this series first, and then if you still have questions, then post it in the comments, and that way I'm not having to recommend things in the comments back to the intro. That being said, y'all be blessed, and remember, play your video games. God said it's okay. Love you guys. Amen.